Hello, today I'm going to show you a super easy technique to wrap round bouquets. Let's get started. I start with one sheet of paper. This is a standard size, 58 by 58 centimeters. You can go with any size, just make sure it's square. And this is how I fold it. This is a technique that requires you to really make sure your paper is creased, just like that. Make sure it's very well folded to avoid your paper moving when you arrange the bouquet. I usually do not recommend using any staplers, but this is not the case. This time you have to use a stapler to make sure everything is secured and things don't move around too much. With the Scotch tape, you risk having your papers move too much around. Depending the size of your bouquet, you might want to adjust the quantity of these pieces that you prepare. I have a medium-sized bouquet, so I will be going with 4 pieces. And every time I make another piece, I just want to make sure that my papers are symmetrical. This is a bouquet that requires a lot of symmetry, and it's the first thing that is going to jump to the eye. So you have to put a certain effort to make sure everything is more or less symmetrical. And for that, I just put the first paper underneath to measure everything and make sure everything is more or less the same. So I prepared 2 more pieces off camera. The system is simple, it's the same thing, just make sure everything is symmetrical. Now it's time to wrap our bouquet, and there is something that you have to know to make sure this goes smoothly. If I try to place my paper on the bouquet, you can tell that it does not quite take the shape of the bouquet. It becomes bulky and it's quite difficult to really wrap it around. But there's a solution for this. Simple solution that is going to help you really shape the paper to your bouquet. You are going to make an incision underneath your papers, just like that, in between your staplers. A small incision, it does not have to be very big, and this is gonna allow you to really grab the bouquet properly and shape the paper to the roundness of the bouquet. So let's start wrapping our bouquet. I like to start with the piece that goes in the back, and I want to keep the fold inside the bouquet. So you can see how easy it is for me to grab the bouquet with the paper, and the paper really takes the shape of the bouquet. And I place the other papers. I try to follow the same angle. So this is the third one that I'm placing. Just make sure your triangles are at the same distance from each other. I want to make sure that the folds are inside the bouquet, not outside, to create a nice clean finish from the outside. It's time to add our last piece, and if you can tell, we have a little problem at the top left corner. Just like here, you can tell I have too many triangles. So we can fix this super easily since our triangles are symmetrical. You just have to push it around just to make sure your papers lay on top of each other symmetrically. You just have to wiggle your paper just a bit, and that's it. Don't play with your papers too much. Just tie it with a nice ribbon. Make sure you turn the ribbon a couple of times around your bouquet. If you want to make sure they're super secure, you can add double-sided Scotch tapes to each of your layers. And that's it. You have a beautiful clean finish. I did not cover the stems this time because they were short and clean. It's a personal choice. If you want, you can cover the stems, especially when you're working with bigger bouquets with longer stems. Let me show you the bouquet from this angle. Look how beautiful, symmetrical it is, and how the packaging complements the shape of the bouquet. This is perfect for small, medium, or even large bouquets.